Let's make this freaking jump. Jump into the unknown. No, it's not really the jump into the unknown. It's a jump into my own idiocy and not Michelle's. But anyway, the jump is being made. Attention! Attention, everyone! The jump is being made. No, it's really not. I've got to check if my transmission, if my freaking stream is fine. Is it fine? No, it sort of functions. I hope. No, it sort of functions. I hope. Good. And even my voice is more or less fine, so I guess nothing bad will happen. Hopefully. Likely. No, not really. Anyway, it'll be Gens against Yumiko because, again, it's Night Elf against an Undead, and I've seen Night Elf against an Undead yesterday, and I was not quite happy with the players, so I'd like to watch something where people at least know what they are doing. Because yesterday, looking at these chimeras attacking an Undead space without a single, without corrosive breath, while corrosive breath is researched, was just painful. Anyway. Gens already started creeping an easy camp, which is a very reasonable decision on tight hunters, because yes, you can creep the lab, but against an undead it's very questionable. Again, Yumiko may be aggressive. It's completely possible that he decides to go with full aggression, that he completely avoids making his own expansion on tight hunters, although on tight hunters expansion for an undead is relatively easy. No, he will go for it. Yes, of course, he will go for it. So Gens could get away with creeping his laboratory first, which would give him a good item and a lot of additional benefits. But he's playing Keeper of the Grove, and with Keeper of the Grove, you may want your own expo. You've got 2 sets of trends. You can quite easily creep this expansion on Tight Hunters, because on Tight Hunters, of course, expansion is very easy to creep. There is absolutely no problem with creeping these Murlocs. I don't even know if these Murlocs should guard this expansion or just run away, seeing practically any army whatsoever. And right now Keeper of the Grove got certain advantage. The damaged ghoul is trying to get away, but he'll be fine. I certainly would try to harass another ghoul if I were Gens. But at least he will force Nerubian Tower out of an undead. No, he is a bit afraid. But he's level 2, he can start his own expo. Is it an expo that he's building? Is it an expo above the Ancient of War? Yeah, it's quite likely an expo, because there is no other game plan but to make an expansion for him, and Yumiko will lose at least 1 acolyte here. If not an acolyte, then a ghoul. If not a ghoul, then I guess nothing. At least Gens was able to creep to level 2.8, I guess. He'll be 2.8 after his strength will kill these turtles. Yes, it'll be 2.8, and then he'll kill another green spot, likely the next one, and he'll be level 3, and I don't really know why he needs second entangle right now. He doesn't really have enough mana for it. Oh, he buys Staff of Teleportation. It sort of solves his mana problems. And he decides to creep this blue ogre, which is a great decision. I'm not that aware of creeping routes with Keeper of the Grove right now, because it's not that often used. Sadly, it was just a scroll of... the beast, which he may find some use of, but it's ultimately a bad item for him. Out of every single item that may drop here, it's the worst. He may just decide to sell it right away. He tries to be a bit more protective of his assets. He wants to regenerate mana. He doesn't have a shop yet? Yes, he doesn't have a shop yet. It's a good moment to start a shop, by the way. It'll not go to waste. Please start a shop, dear Gens, because really it's something you need. And with stuff of TP, he's there already. He's killing Necropolis. He'll kill at least 2 acolytes, I believe. Or he may decide to kill ghouls with his level 2 entangle. It also go very well and very easy. Because just entangling this ghoul, not this one, not letting yourself get surrounded, that would be a disaster. And he got Panda. That's interesting. I mean, Panda gives you sort of a late game against an undead. Yes, it's very useless against destroyers, but it's so good against ghouls. And Jens predicts that with quick expansion, undead will try to harass him with ghouls. Oh, that was terrible by him, by the way. But he should have... Yes, he should have his TP out, he should have his TP scroll. That was just bad micro, but he was trying to creep the laboratory at the same time. And that will buy... he can't really buy an animal potion, but he should be able to do so now. Jens is just making his shop, that's a late shop. He should have his tier 2 already, he should have his stuff of saving graces, whatever. The stuff of survival. That's generally what it is, and Panda gets around. And Panda will die here, but it's level 2 Panda, so it's more or less acceptable, depending on how many ghouls he'll be able to kill. Not really that many, but at least a few ghouls should die, because Yumiko for some reason is quite stingy with his death coils. Yes, losing Panda is painful, but killing 3 ghouls, saving your expansion from this attack, and this attack would not be devastating, but it could lead to the gold mine cancel. Yeah, and right now, and that really can't do anything. First Dryads will be out, Panda should be out, but he was bought from a tavern, for what freaking reason? Come on, man! Against what? Why? You could just revived him, it was about 30 seconds in the altar that passed after Panda was killed, so if you started to revive him immediately, he would be at about 30 seconds timer, and that's not much, really. He wants level 3 Panda. Yes, but you usually want level 3 Panda with mana. You don't really want level 3 Panda who is completely dry, and so really can't help you in the fight. Right now he just got only 1 breath, so ultimately this revival from the tavern was just a big mistake, and Yumiko is just throwing coils here and there, and it doesn't matter. Sadly, Jens doesn't have another entangle, but Yumiko made the right coil, yes. No, it was a very wrong coil, because he just wasted this mana doing practically nothing. This acolyte will die, but it'll be instantly revived. Revived, yes. Remade. It'll be a new acolyte. Ah, who gives a shit. Revive also functions. Yeah, nobody will notice that the acolyte is lost and swapped with another, because they are all still hooded anyway, so nobody sees their faces. Lich is here. Lich will try to creep. Why does Death Knight has 3 staves? 3 staves of what? Okay, one is certainly stave of Dispel, because stuff of Dispel, because you've got Keeper of the Grove. Oh, now he gave 1, so he likely got 2 skeleton rods and 1 Dispel. That's very understandable and acceptable. Meanwhile, Jens is creeping, gets Healthstone, that is an amazing item. They will likely just creep their respective... What happened? I'm sorry? What the hell happened with my internet? Um. Really? Yeah, my YouTube is working, my Twitch is working. This channel for some reason decided to buffer. Okay, let's. That's a bit anticlimactic. Hello there. Okay, we can always do this. We can go a few seconds further, and okay, we're back. That was quite strange, to be honest. Anyway, Death Knight is level 4, Lich is 2.3. Meanwhile, Panda is level 4, and Keeper of the Grove is 3.5. And yeah, losing level to Panda meant very little. At the same time, Jens was able to take a large crit camp, and his opponent is just running between mid-sized creep camps, and the only real prize right now on the map is the top camp with a golem, and is it a golem on... oh god, is it a golem or a jungle beast? For hell's sake, I don't really recall, but anyway, both armies are large enough to just kill whatever it is quite quickly. And I believe Jens will be more greedy, he'll run straight towards the camp, while the end that will be about 30 seconds after. It may be enough for Jens to... No, he goes towards the middle of the map. Sells Wand of Mana Stealing, likely... No? No, he got Wand of Mana Stealing. He sells something, buys a single scroll. He got 2 scrolls overall, he got Invul Potion. One archer gets killed, because of course Undead got unlimited mana in this scenario, since there is no Demon Hunter for a Night Elf. Lich is finally level 3. Quite a few fiends, but that's not the main problem. The main problem is of course destroyers. Jens is making something out of his 3 of the Ancient of Winds, which will be hippos. Okay, that may be just 2 hippos, that may be 6 hippos. It's completely possible that he will go even 8 to try to kill destroyers quickly, even though quite a few hippogriffs will be entangled. But the main reason right now is that... Oh, is he researching exhumation? Yumiko, are you really researching exhumation? The hell? He is likely just a run upgrade. I mean, it should be a disease cloud. Yeah, he likely... Oh no, that's 2 temples. That's at least 1 temple and the 2nd temple, and it's necromancers. Possibly necromancers, if the game goes super low. But I doubt it will. Because right now Undead is not ahead. If Night Elf will have a lot more hippogriffs, if Night Elf will have at least 3 more hippogriffs, maybe 5 more hippogriffs, so it's either 4 or 5 or 6, Undead should start researching. Absolutely should start researching what? Web. Web for his fins now, because he sees the hip. Oh yeah, web is already there. Of course I can't see it because of this interface. That's fine. First Talon is out, at least Talons can do something while they're webbed. Yes, it's not nice when you can't move your Talons, but at least they can attack whatever is nearby, and at least Talons can curse. Yes, again, Fairy Fire is just mostly additional HP for destroyers, but sometimes it helps. Putting it on autocast would be a disaster, but just having it in the Crow form is still good. Sometimes you can quite reliably Fire on that unit. So Jens is creeping, Jens is making his second expansion, which doesn't really matter, he's at 80. And that will be at 80 quite soon. Yes, it's just Golem, but it's moss covered, so it looks a little bit differently. Khadgar's pipe is amazing, because you've got bears, you've got dryads who need to dispel, although not that much. But the moment Undead will have more necromancers, there will be way more targets to dispel. For crows are not enough, you need more. He needs a lot more, because Undead made quite a few statues. And adding necromancers that late is also a little bit suboptimal, because yes, they produce... I mean, it's not very suboptimal, it depends on how many necros you can have, but generally, for as long as you can't have 4-6 necros, your skeletons do not matter. You want more necromancers, you want at least 16 skeletons, so the moment your mid-wagon unloads, necromancers can raise skeletons in like 2 volleys, 2 casts each. And having just 2, just 3 is acceptable, but it's certainly not as many as you would like. Crows are dealing damage to destroyers, but they are dying in the process, and Abomination is holding the aggro quite well. Destroyer also died in the end, but at least 2 crows died for the destroyer, and it's an acceptable trade for an undead. Very acceptable. And now the crow is barely alive, and undead got to run away. Everything is under Fairy Fire effect. Undead is afraid to raise another destroyer, although really Fiends should deal with these crows quite easily. He was likely choosing wrong target, so he was not trying to focus crows with both his Leech and Death Knight Coils and Novas, because they are your main priority target. If you've got just 1 crow spreading Fairy Fire, you can quite easily dispel Fairy Fire if you're against 1 or 2 crows, because you will have a destroyer, and this destroyer will live for quite a long time. And right now Yumiko is just feeding his opponent with everything. Another trend will go down, which is not really a trend, but a large tree. Yeah, every trend hopes and dreams of being a glorious tree, but he is just a trend, he is nothing else. Ghouls, of course, are speedy enough to catch wisps eventually. It doesn't happen that quickly, but eventually they may be able to. And right now Undead is at 86, so there is no turning back for an Undead. I mean, I would certainly make... of course, Jens is also at 96, and that's a good Fairy Dragon. That's a decent Fairy Dragon. All these necromancers are in great danger, especially since skeletons do not kill Fairy Dragons very quickly and easily. Even focus from Fiends do not kill Fairy Dragons quickly and easily. And on top of that, Panda is present. So every time Panda uses his breath, and necromancers start to get burned by what? Not Fairy Fire, Enchanted Fire, Flaming Spiral, Flaming Volley, whatever the hell Fairy Dragons do. Necromancers really lose a lot of HP in the end, and they die. They just die from their own casts and from Panda breaths. A lot of bears died in the meanwhile, and Undead got to get away, because that's the problem. He doesn't have enough necromancers, and Panda is level 6. Panda is freaking level 6. Hello there. Finally, something was... Oh, he just killed a few wisps. He had wisps on lumber? With a shredder? Why, Jens, you could have stayed in 80 for longer. And right now Khadgar's pipe is a god's gift. Because right now everything is red on a Night Elf side, and it will get significantly easier to replenish mana for rejuvenations with Khadgar's Pipe. And it is preparing another attack. He's still at 86, but his Necromancers should not be full yet. And another problem is that you have to use a lot of mana in your stashes. You have to use a lot of mana in your stashes to just replenish Necromancers, and in the end your stashes are dry. In the end, every single destroyer you raise can't find a source to drain it. If he doesn't drain Necromancers, but then you don't get Skeletons. And in the end, it gets problematic. This was a bad positioning for Fairy Dragons on the splits. And this Flaming Bear will just kill a lot of Necromancers. Or it'll just kill Lich. Yeah, Lich should not survive his ordeal, even though Death Knight threw a Death Coil at him and basically tried to save him. That was certainly a big win for a Night Elf. Yes, Panda got no ultimate right now, but again, Undead used a lot of mana to raise all these skeletons. Yeah, that's the army. And of course, Panda can just get himself a little bit more experience. And he got AoE Dispel in his wind form. Throwing coils at Panda is a little bit suboptimal, my friend. My dear friend Yumiko. Meanwhile, Night Elf's army is quite wrapped. That's the problem when you're facing skeletons, but Necromancers are dry. Necromancers are very dry. It'll be just one more wave of skeletons and then everything will be gone. And against Necromancers, you can either focus Necros, or you can focus Meat Wagons. That also works, but usually Meat Wagons are behind the army, which makes focusing them a little bit harder. And now Jens is pulling Wisps, which is a good decision. He is losing Fairy Dragons quite easily, which is not such a good decision. But what can we do about it? It happens. He really wants tranquility on his Keeper of the Grove. He's getting there quite quickly. And the moment Keeper of the Grove will have his tranquility, the things will change. The things will change greatly on the field. Use it! Use it right now! Get to the front and just use your tranquility! Oh, use it now! It's also completely possible. It's quite a short cooldown and you've got all the mana in the world for your... Ooh, no? Not yet? Not worth it. Why? Why don't you want to heal up your whole army? It got a very short cooldown for an ultimate. So you can do it between fights. You absolutely can do it between fights. And you don't really have anything to spend your mana on. Because, of course, you can't use your other skills. Yes, Entangling Roots are sometimes useful, but in general, Undead should have just one destroyer to dispel Entangling Roots, and these Dryads are suffering tranquility. It's a time for everything to be nice and tranquil. Tranquilize. No, it's a different word. No. Okay, he's still fighting against skeletons mostly. A few undead units are dying, but that's generally what you want. You want your enemy to fight against skeletons. Finally! It's the moment he decides that it's the moment. He could have used it way back. Way earlier. Everything is healed up to full on the Night Elf side, and now just trying to exhaust Night Elf with skeletons, exhaust Night Elf's HP is a relatively futile plan. Because and Panda got his ultimate, which he doesn't use, but that's fine. Because Tranquility got 60 seconds cooldown, it's there for what, 15 seconds, and 45 seconds in between is not enough to make 2 attacks with your Necromancers. Your Necromancers will lose way more mana than... This Shredder is killing Acolytes, and that's so good. And right now Undead should lose, just because Necromancers, all these hordes of skeletons do not work when your enemy's HP can be drained slowly. Drowned. Of course, it's not drowning HP, it's draining HP. And it tries to get out again, but every single Necromancer is quite dry. And Giants should use Tranquility again. Right now, without any hesitation. No? Okay. If no means no, then what can I do? I'm just a freaking caster, I'm not even playing this game. So, what next? Both expansions are out, I believe. Undead's expansion will be destroyed by a Shredder, by a single glorious goblin who should ask at least for a triple race for this glorious event. And yes, he will need to rebuild his Shredder in the end, so that's very worth it. This Shredder not only paid back for his cost in lumber, he paid back for his cost in blood. It was sort of not blood, and that buildings do not bleed. And that also do not really bleed. They are quite dead. And I believe... Oh, he used the Tranquility, finally! I don't know why he spent so long time without using it in time. And it is prepared for another wave of skeletons, but everything on Night Elf's side is healed up and well, and all these skeletons are dying to chimeras, because that's one good thing about chimeras, they quite easily deal a lot of splash damage. And yes, meat wagons are in danger, and meat wagons are really the weak part of this strategy. Meat wagons and mana on your Necromancers. And now there is only 10 more seconds till the next Tranquility, and in 5 seconds all these Dryads will heal up back to full again. Just use it. Use it without thinking. Yeah, come towards the front line and start the Holy Rain. No? For hell's sake. Stop losing units. Yeah, Undead knows something, Undead is trying. Use it now, I believe everything is red on your side. Tranquility. Small and patient elf wins the race. Not the one who doesn't know about his ultimates. Yeah, he comes in the center of his army, and finally. He could have done it like 10 seconds ago and not lose about 2-3 Dryads, but in the end he ultimately wins anyway. Without much trouble. Because yes, Necromancers are good. Against Demon Hunter, Necromancers would be a godsend, even though Demon Hunter got such a strong AoE attack in his Metamorphosis, but again, you can outweight Metamorphosis. You can't really do anything between Tranquilities. Because there is no in between. There is only 15 seconds till the next one. Okay, Jens is moving his next tree towards the next gold mine, because if it's not yours, it's still not being Undead's one. And finally there is another Tranquility, so I believe he should just Oh, he doesn't have enough mana. He should give mana potion from Panda to his Keeper of the Grove. He absolutely should do it. Yes, he can quite easily lose this tree. He can, without any problem, lose this expansion for as long as Undead doesn't get one. Please, could you first use your scroll? That's a good moment to use the scroll. And second, give mana potion from Panda to your Keeper of the Grove. That would be so good. Oh, Panda was running on foot. While he really had a scroll of DP and an expansion right there. And Yumiko left the game because Panda used his ultimate after the breath, and you can't really do anything at this moment in the game. As an undead that put all his eggs into the Necromancer basket. That didn't sound very well. That didn't sound right at all. So, what next? XLord against Hinagiku. I know who the XLord is, of course. XLord is quite a famous player. At least was back then. Now he's likely... he always was about tier 2 player, maybe... he was tier 1.5 at some point. So I've got to change my stream name. And when was it played? At the same 25th of October. So, XLord against Hinagiku. Again, it will be an undead against a Night Elf. I'm quite interested in how this matchup is played right now. Especially not on the pro level. So I should change my stream name as well on YouTube. XLord against Hinagiku. Hinagiku? I don't know Japanese, I don't even know if he's from Japan. Where are you from? Nobody knows. And XLord always finds some good allies for himself. So right now it's just XE. Yeah, it's a very small and cozy and happy XLord. Yeah, it's still a Lord of all X's, but a tiny, a chibi one. So anyway, it's an undead against Night Elf on Tidehunters. That's another game on Tidehunters. That'll be even more interesting because I believe I'll see a completely different game. I doubt XLord will go for Keeper of the Grove. I doubt Undead will go for Necromancers at any point in this game. Yeah, it's Demon Hunter against... Oh! Against Fiends! We're looking at Fiends, ladies and gentlemen! At early freaking Fiends! Who are absolutely not amazing against in the current meta, because archers got way better. So you can just produce a lot more archers without repercussions, because right now archers do not really win against Fiends, but they fight on more or less equal grounds. So you can make about 5 archers instead of trying to make 3, as you did back then. And going into tier 2. Because against Fiends you also do not find a lot on tier 2. That's a problem. Your Dryads are not that... Oh! Of course, I mean, altar is delayed. You get delayed... Oh god, I completely forgot how that Fiends are played. Likely his altar was not delayed enough. I believe he tried a normal opening for that Fiends, but he went for Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger with Black Arrow as her first skill. Dark Ranger who should absolutely creep and not try to be aggressive, because trying to be aggressive will be her demise. You pick the woman to creep. You pick this woman to creep, and that's Dark Ranger with Fiends, so the idea is there. The idea is very, very much present. You have a front line consisting mostly of skeletons. You have Dark Ranger and Fiends who provide a very good focus fire in the early game. Yeah. Yes, that is a certain problem, but it's greatly mitigated against against Night Elf. Because the main problem with Fiends is that Fiends are so costly and Fiends are quite fragile, really, to focus. But right now, against the Night Elf, you can really not be that afraid of this, because the Demon Hunter Soul, even with boots, and he got freaking boots, he just bought them without even thinking about anything. The Demon Hunter alone will not be able to deal with the Fiends. At least not be able to deal with the Fiends with confidence. And this immolation was completely useless waste of mana. Yeah, he got four archers, and 4 archers should be enough for him. And he should be at about 30% of his tier 2. No, it's 80%. Yeah, he made all these archers after he started tier 2. These are not early archers. Yeah, that's fine. At the same time, Night Elf should not be certain about what to expect, but in general, you just expect Death Knight, normal Death Knight. There is no other option, and likely Leeches, the third hero. Maybe it'll be Pit Lord. That would be quite awesome, because Pit Lord with Terror can be quite devastating against Night Elf's armies. Especially if Night Elf doesn't go for Dryads, and if Night Elf goes for Dryads, then it's awful for him, because a lot of Dryads will just die to Fiend's focus. I mean, for Mouse Dryads, of course. And Pit Lord's Terror works quite well against Bears. Bears got a very high attack, they lose a lot of this attack, and Naga is there just generally to be there, because that's a normal Night Elf's hero that you want to get. And yes, there are 5 archers already. Life Drain is level 2, which I do not approve. I would like Black Arrow level 2. One Fiend will die, should die. Yes, Demon Hunter got immolation. 2 Fiends will die. You should really run away with these Fiends. You should have really run away with these Fiends earlier, and not just now. Dark Ranger will try to life leech, but that all comes down to execution, and I believe Hinagiku, who is, by the way, Chinese. XLord, of course, is German. Hinagiku? No. Hinagiku is likely Japanese. Hinagiku is likely in Chinese. Hinagiku? No. Hinagiku? No, certainly not. I don't know how it's pronounced, I don't really care, but anyway, I'm sorry, because I'll certainly will pronounce it incorrectly as many times as possible. Another Fiend will die, and it's completely on Hinagiku. No, he's placing another Fiend properly. This Fiend will also get focused, but nobody will try to attack Fiends on the creep. And Undead is able to survive, at least for now. And this Blood Mage is in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, in a little bit of trouble. I mean, he got quite a big balls. My dear friend Hinagiku. Oh no, it's XLord, of course, who is an Undead. I am completely brainless. Sorry. So XLord is making this glorious play, and he gets a flute. The universe smiles upon you for your bravery to play Dark Ranger as an Undead. Yeah, of course, there is also a Life Drain with Death Coil synergy. And Demon Hunter is already there, and another Fiend should die. Yes, and it'll die. My poor friend Hinagiku, I mean, my poor friend XLord Hinagiku feels himself quite well. Night Elf. Undead. Just call them Night Elf and an Undead. At the same time, it's completely understandable why XLord is trying to get level 2 on his Death Knight as quickly as possible, because, of course, it's his aura, and aura will help to save fiends, will help to save heroes, will help to save generally everything from the pressing of Night Elf slow early on. And what Night Elf doesn't do is he doesn't make an expansion, which I believe to be a mistake, because he's ahead. He's certainly ahead, but instead he just buys 2 boots. 2 pairs of boots. He should pay for it. He absolutely should pay for it. He should pay for it with his life, because getting 2 pairs of boots on both his heroes is such a waste. There should be a tree growing already. There should be a tree ready already, to be honest. And of course, Demon Hunter doesn't feel himself that happy under the effect of the life drain, because it deals so much damage. Yes, the people underestimate life drain a great deal. And XLord may decide to add some benches, because... But he likely just wants to add a leech and buy an orb. That's what he is waiting for. No, he bought something else. The Death Coil, I don't know if it steals, but quite likely. Destroyers are up, one bear goes down, the second bear should go down. Destroyer will survive, but a few fiends will die. Dark Ranger is in a little bit of trouble, but it's very, very worth it to just TP out. First archer goes down, another archer goes down, all the archers are going down. I mean, archers are not that good. He uses a large healing item, and in conjunction with the life drain, large healing items are amazing, because they provide you with so much durability. Saving this leech is highly optional, by the way. The fact that leech dies is not that important. The way more important fact is that this bear dies. So, at least 3 bears died, which is quite a lot of gold. At least 4 archers died, I believe, maybe 3. I heard 3 screams. I didn't hear the 4th, but I believe Night Elf got no archers left. So, in the end, I believe Undead was able to get out of this fight with a little bit of advantage, especially since his heroes are so much better. I mean, yes, he may not try it with an economic advantage, but he certainly gets himself certain XP advantage, because yes, bears give you quite a good chunk of experience, archers do not, but there were quite a few archers. Fiends also give you a good chunk of experience, but there is Naga on the other side. Yes, you want your Dark Ranger to be a high level. Yes, Dark Ranger, until she is level 6, is not that much of a powerhouse herself. But at the same time, you've got Leech, you've got Death Knight as your second and third hero, and Night Elf only got Demon Hunter to carry him. And against Dark Ranger, you can always waste Metamorphosis, because Undead is not really that prone for large fights in this scenario. You charm a unit, you get away, you charm another unit, you slowly get economic advantage. This Death Knight is in trouble, but at the same time he also got himself a large healing potion, so this Leech will live, this Death Knight will live, this Dark Ranger will live just because she got a TP on her. Yes. And at least 2 bears, maybe 3 bears, and 1 Dryad died. No, it was likely 2 bears and a Dryad. And right now Undead got a certain XP advantage, and food limit advantage, and he's generally ahead. Nightel finally decides to creep a gold mine, but that's not an easy gold mine. Yeah, he wasted his opportunity to make his own expansion. That's the biggest deal. He had to make this expansion while he was ahead, while Undead was losing fins here and there. 3 fins is a lot of gold. 3 fins is a terrible fight for an Undead. Losing 3 fins was completely unforgivable. Yet, Nightel just decides to attack. And attack again, and attack again, and yes, it prevents an Undead from creeping, but at the same time Undead creeps from fights. Undead gets experience from fights. And you don't make your expansion, so you don't secure your economic advantage in the later game. You can't allow yourself to trade unfavorably, which you constantly do, because XLord got a superior... and really we can say that he got a superior control, and right now he's in trouble. Because, of course, he ran around the map without a TP. It's really good that Night Elf is a little bit afraid of him. Otherwise, it would be way more problematic. Night Elf, for some reason... Do not fight, dear XLord! You're not stronger in this scenario. Not right now, at least. Focusing Abomination is a glorious idea. One Destroyer goes down. Which is terrible, by the way. One bear goes down. Another bear should go down. Yet another destroyer also should go down, likely a fiend as well. Trading destroyers for bears is more or less to no one's advantage. Losing Dryad and giving experience to Death Knight on the other hand can be quite painful. And of course there is no chance that will kill any of Night Elf's heroes. In this scenario, another destroyer will likely die, but he gets healed. No, the Dark Ranger doesn't have anything. So it was just a waste of life, a waste of HP on this Demon Hunter, and he insists. He just insists to lose more. He still could have made an expansion during all this time, but no. And in general, it's hard to play without an exp against an Undead. Even when Undead plays Dark Ranger first, for hell's sake. The Demon Hunter uses his healing potion. He deals damage, yes, he deals quite a significant damage, but Undead got the sources of healing. Night Elf also, but I bet he lost at least 3 bears, so he got like, what, 2? Naga is in big trouble and it's a wasted TP out. So, why did you come to my house, should ask XLord. It's not really his house, it's a Granite Golem's house, but yeah, right now he's basically evicting the Golem. Hood of Canyon is mightily useless. Lich should take it and be happy about the fact. Did Lich really take it? Yes, of course. It's not that bad on Lich. It's just not that good in general, but it's an acceptable item. Of course, he would prefer any aura, and by any aura I mean anything but his own. He still needs to have a TP, and he got enough gold for a TP. I don't really know why he didn't buy one. Because he still can lose due to having no mana on his heroes, especially no mana on Dark Ranger. And Hinagiku is slowly leveling up his Demon Hunter, which should be his last resort. His last hope. Level 6 Demon Hunter can be very devastating, even against an Undead's army. Partially especially against an Undead's army, because Destroyers and Fiends tend to stick together. And just dealing damage to 2 or 3 Destroyers and Fiends at the same time is such a good amount of damage. So it's 1-1 on Night Elf side against 2-1 in upgrades on Undead side. XLord knows the value of upgrades. I believe he should be making second armor right now. Maybe he should be making a scroll of TP. If you can't buy it, if something prevents you from buying it, you should just draw it. yourself slowly and painfully, but you absolutely need to have a scroll of TP in this scenario. Because you don't want to lose to the fact that suddenly your heroes do not have mana and Night Elf got all the mana in the world and just cuts you down. And one of the statues is very dry. Two destroyers are up there, but they are also quite dry. Demon Hunter is suffering. No, don't chase, you've got an expansion gate map. You don't need to attack until you're at 70. Then you will need to attack to not let Night Elf stabilize at 80. But still, killing one bear. He was able to kill one bear solely because Naga is failing at stuffing this bear. No, you don't really want to stuff a bear. It's a totally awful sexual innuendo. I mean, stuffing as in using the stuff, of course. Dark Ranger is healing this abomination with all her power. There is quite a few dryads on a Night Elf side, but bears are dying. Bears are dying very quickly. It's 2 bears already that went down, and the moment bears are gone, dryads will be gone in seconds. No matter how many dryads there are, once you lose the bear, dryads are doomed. Screams the deer. Yeah. What does the deer say? Sorry. I'm completely pathetic. Pathetic parody of the caster. You go down. You go down, my dear Night Elf. Yeah, and he really does go down. They both lost quite a lot of units, but an Undead got an expansion. An Undead got an expansion and Night Elf doesn't. So Undead gets a lot of additional gold. And Dark Ranger is 5.3. 5.3 Dark Ranger is quite a warning sign. Because stealing bears are basically among the best units you can steal. Oh, for hell's sake. My dear bot, could you just jump down the well? Because now I need to turn off my chat. Thank you. And now it's as you never existed at all. So, XLord is protecting his expansion, that's exactly what he should do. There are no more creeps on the map, he can buy healing scrolls in his own base, and everything else is very optional, although he of course wants to get an invul potion for his Death Knight. And Death Knight got an invul potion for his Leech then. The more invuls, the merrier. Yeah, and it really worked this way in case of an Undead. In case of any race against an Undead as well. So could you please avoid focusing Demon Hunter while he's under the effect of the rejuvenation? He decided to start with Dryads. Starting with Dryads is also very acceptable for as long as Dryads are in such a vulnerable position. This Leech will live at least for a while. Fighting against the Leech who is under Frost Armor effect is not easy even for a Dreadlord Demon Hunter, and now losing Dark Ranger for practically no reason is of course a terrible mistake. Demon Hunter is level 6 and everything should really die on an Undead side right now if Demon Hunter just gets away. If Naga just is able to get away to come back. Is he reviving the Dark Ranger? No. Naga staves the Demon Hunter out, but she's out of mana and out of options really. Demon Hunter doesn't have a staff, but XLord is a little bit afraid to chase. He should think about reviving the Dark Ranger. Finally, Demon Hunter comes back with a form, so it'll be... Oh, he is reviving the Dark Ranger in the base, that's a mistake. You can't afford it. You know that Demon Hunter is level 6. You know that you will be pushed. You will be pushed by him and his army, which is abysmal at this moment, but he doesn't need a lot when he's in the metamorphosis. And right now you can't. You absolutely can't defend your expansion. Yes, Nerubian Tower helps even now, and that slows him down quite a good bit, and of course, even in Metamorphosis, he will not be able to deal as much damage as he wants. Yes, but Nerubian Tower will of course fall. At the same time, and that during all this time is buying himself a little bit of time to revive his Dark Ranger, and there goes down, which is awesome. And a few Dryads will go down, but you shouldn't really fight all these units. He is able to focus Naga down. Death Knight still got an Invul Potion, and I believe Death Knight will use it. Yes, he used it, and for some reason he's still in the fight, which may be a terrible decision. Everything XLord has right now is focusing Demon Hunter, which is not such a good idea, but Demon Hunter should be out of Metamorphosis right now. Dark Ranger is out. Dark Ranger against Demon Hunter without a form is an absolute and certain win. And Night Elf loses right here and there. And someone that was able to save this Nerubian. I've underestimated the Nerubian effect a little bit. I was really thinking that Nerubian will fall down the moment Demon Hunter will use his form. And right now, even under the effect of the large invul, he can't really do anything. That's over. That's over for you, my friend, and he moves his tree towards the expansion, I believe. That's the dot on the map, but he lost. He already lost. XLord won. That was quite convincing victory. So what should we watch next? Soin against Tekko. Soin is it's not Soin. It's no. It's the same Soin, I believe. Yes. It's the same Soin. Yeah, I'm watching game after game because I'm quite interested in every single of these games, to be honest. On Springtime, against the human, it'll be Power Rifles. At the same time, players are not of the highest level, to be honest. So there is a good chance. Oh god, why am I burping so loudly? So there is a good chance that Power Rifles will not work. Because of course, when your players are relatively mediocre, you can hope that Power Rifles will not work against whatever you have. Since the player who plays Power Rifles will just lose them in quite a good margin, in quite a good numbers. And losing rifles early on is very, very dangerous. Okay, so in against Tekko. So I should add this game to my YouTube channel as well. Warcraft 3, Gens against Yumiko, XLord against Hinagiku. So in against Tekko. Good. Okay. So in against Tekko. Springtime. Power Rifles. Will it be Power Rifles? So, yes, of course it'll be Power Rifles. Orc is preparing. No, it's an Archmage. On Springtime. You just can't play Power Rifles, right? There's only one reason to not play Power Rifles in the Springtime, if you understand that you just don't feel the vibe of Power Rifles. Power Rifles, yes, exactly. A huge ripple is around the Pala, which gives armor to this man with the weapons, with the muskets. So, Farseer is there, Farseer is there to harass. First Headhunter should be out, and now Farseer should be a little bit surprised. I mean, he should start making a grunt, maybe 2 grunts instead of other Headhunters. But again, if he can play, if he can control his Headhunters, and judging by how he controls the wolves, he absolutely can. Soin never was a bad player, to be honest. Soin should be able to play even with Headhunters against this human, because I'm quite surprised that it's not power rifles. Very, very surprised, to be honest. Okay, second Headhunter is out. And right now, humans should see Headhunters. Humans should make more footies, like 2 more footies, and reserve defense.
A player's forces are under attack.
That's the best way to deal with this, to harass Orc early on, because you should be the aggressor in this strategy against an Orc. If you play passively, if you just establish your expansion, you will likely not achieve a lot. You need to establish your expansion. Or you may play with 1 base, you may decide to go for 2 Arcane Sanctums, it will also work against Headhunters, but in both cases you need to make... You absolutely need to make an attack against the burrows. Against the burrows, against early tier 2 buildings, to cancel these tier 2 buildings. If you let Orc be, you will likely lose. Yes, Farseer is not a Blade Master, but even Chain Wave can be very devastating to your heroes. And if you don't put any pressure on an Orc, you will suffer. You will suffer from consequences, yes, and Tekko does exactly that. He is unable to steal this creep, but he should be able to kill this Headhunter, and of course there is the defense already present. Although Archmage still doesn't have... Archmage still doesn't have... boots. You may want to have boots on an Archmage when you're going for an expansion, because you, of course, do not feel all this weight of gold wasted. And Archmage... Is Archmage dry? Why doesn't he summon an elemental? Archmage? Are you completely dry? Yeah, are you mad, my dear? Finally he was able to summon the elemental, it's tier 2 elemental, but yeah, he lost many elementals, he was unable to properly control his mana, and in the end he will be able only to cancel 1 tier 2 building, I believe. Even maybe... no, he should be able to cancel this Voodoo Lounge, which is, of course, Spirit Lodge. Spirit is close to Voodoo and Lounge is close to Lodge, and that's a good kill on Water Elemental by Tekko. He was able to cancel it while at the same time running away with his Archmage. At the same time, the fact that his Archmage still doesn't have boots is just painful to see. He got all the gold he may ever want, but he lost quite a few footies. He was able to cancel only the Spirit Lodge, which is something, but at the same time Archmage doesn't really have mana. So yes, the fact that you were able to cancel Spirit Lodge is not bad, but hey! And without boot he will of course not be able to run away from an Orc who got an aura. You need the boots on an Archmage when you make such an attack every single time. Otherwise it'll be just a disaster. And now, since his Archmage is so low on HP, he can't do anything. He can't attack, even a Scroll of Regeneration will not heal him up in time. Is he going tier 3? No, it's just a tier 2 upgrade. That's a good moment for it to finish, by the way. No, he is going tier 3. There is a mechanical critter for some freaking reason. Usually players are able to see it and kill it, because good players know that every single critter should be killed on the map. No matter if you're playing against human or not, because this critter will end up blocking your own units, and you'll lose this unit. Orc is making an expansion, which is instantly which instantly gets cancelled, but at the same time, it was not worth. It wasn't a big gold loss. It was about 1 unit loss, 1 headhunter loss, which is more or less fine. And of course, Orc should not go for a quick expansion in this scenario, but it really depends on what Wolves see. If Wolves see Humans tier 3, if Wolves see Air or whatever, that was a bad control by Soin, that was a terrible control by Soin. The Archmage is being purged instead of an Elemental. He loses a Coda Beast, he loses 2 Headhunters. He will lose the Coda Beast, he should lose the Coda Beast, which is a painful loss, to be honest. Finally, Farseer is level 3. He has no mana, and for some reason my YouTube is down again. What's wrong with you today? I don't really know myself. Anyway. 652. Let's reload, and we should be golden. Maybe, likely. Let's go to 656. Okay, Coda Beast survived. That's good news. Archmage still doesn't have boots. He was purged once already. He should take a hint that this sudden amount of static electricity around him that prevented him from moving is a hint to make boots. Oh no, that's just a very late tier 2. I was hoping he's going tier 3, but with such late tier 2, he's certainly not at an advantage. I don't know if Soin should even make an expansion. He tries again. And this expansion will also go down, and he should just cancel it right now. Yep, like that. And he still tries to make an expert. There is a certain problem with it, because not only Human will be able to level up his Mountain King while Orc is being on defense, Human will be able to get to 70, and it'll happen way quicker than Orc will get to 60. So it'll be 70 against 50, I believe, and that will be a disaster. That has a possibility of being a disaster, and at the same time expansion will just not get up. I mean, yes, you purge the water elemental, but expansion still goes down. Yep. All these attempts at making an expansion are just not worth it, and Orc already lost quite a good chunk of money. He still tries, he's trying so vigorously. But Human, of course, is always willing to just trade TPs for these delays. And Orc is still at 42 foot, 45 finally, against 60 foot on Human. And Human will get to 70 in like, what? In like a minute. No, it'll be exactly about a minute. And then Human will just be able to go towards the same expansion and destroy it. Just destroy it. Torrent Chieftain got 2 Rings of Protection, 1 Ring of Regeneration, Ring of Superiority. He is a Lord of the Rings right now. Yeah, and Ring of Superiority, of course, which is not Ring of Superiority, it's a Ring of a Spider. Yeah. This ring is just... It's just 1 ring to rule all these rings of protection over. So Human is at 66, Human is getting close to 70, and yes, Orc is still at 50. And now Orc will face quite an unpleasant surprise in form of Mountain King level 3. Yes, he'll be able to kill the Arcane Wall. He'll likely be able to kill the altar, and he should try to kill the altar. No? Okay, no means no in this case. Yeah, Human just prepares the attack. He got additional gold. He was able to hire this large ogre, which I do not fully support, but what can we do? Oh, he is able to find arcane sanctums. That may be a bit painful. Losing both will be certainly a disaster for a human. And Orc has a TP, so he should just TP out about right now and move your shamans. TP out right now. You've lost a shaman already. You will lose more. That was another 10 seconds wasted on a TP. He didn't really lose this Kodo Beast, but he was so close. And the Grunt gets surrounded and killed. That happens. That's more or less acceptable. But again, if he used TP out 10 seconds before, without this period of indecisiveness when he was just thinking, oh, should I TP out with 50 limit against 70 limit? Maybe I can fight this. Maybe I can fight Mounting level 3 with Clap, fair and square, with just my glorious Torrent Chieftain who doesn't even have wave and got stomped, and my no less glorious Farseer who got Wolves level 2, who will just get completely destroyed by what Human has now. And Human finally trains Blizzard and runs towards his expansion. That's something that was inevitable. The club will be painful. Stomp will not do much. Stomp will absolutely not do a lot. And there is a disaster coming towards Soin already. At the same time, for some reason, it's just half of the game time. So Human didn't win. Why? What happened? Really, what the hell happened? It should be a victory for you, my friend. Oh, he's making a shop, he's making the first tower, but it's so late. Did he lose Archmage for some reason? He certainly should at least lose this rifle. Oh, he let TC into his battle order. And of course there should be Lightning Shield on Shamans, but I don't even know if they got another training. They should. And Lightning Shield is never wasted on Torrent Chieftain. Yeah, Human completely messed up. Right now he's placed in a good position. Right now Blizzard starts dealing damage, but at the same time Archmage is in the front of the army. So you know what's happening, what will happen next? Yes, Archmage will die. Likely with a TP. No, he'll just TP out. Orc lost quite a lot. Human also did lose quite a lot, but at the same time he is able to replenish his units way faster. I believe there is at least 9 foot in production, maybe 8 foot in production for Human, and nothing in production for an Orc. I don't really know what Soin should do. I mean, I know what Tekko shouldn't do. Tekko shouldn't lose all these peasants for free. Farseer is level 4.2, Torrent Chieftain is 4.8. Mountain King will get significantly more dangerous when he gets to level 4, because Storm Bolts are not really wasted when you've got Clap. Because with Storm Bolts you can kill, for example, Kodo Beasts. Kodo Beasts are high priority target, and having level 2 Storm Bolt will grant you a lot of benefit. Scorchborn Champs, not really what he wanted. But it's not bad. Yeah, he just sells them. I mean, he doesn't have any melee units, and he likely doesn't have plan to switch to knights. Although I would consider it. Of course, I would consider switching to knights right now, because right now he's wasting time. That's generally what he does, by running around, by creeping everything, by letting Soin go towards his own 80. He's wasting time. And casters do not like when you waste time with them. Rifle casters require you to have better heroes, to have bigger food limit, to have something to have some advantage on your side. If it's 80 against 80, Orc will win. So you want to go to level 3, to tier 3, you want to make some knights, maybe inner fire on priests, maybe even some air. You want something in addition to what you've got now. And he's just making 80 food rifle casters, and finally there is a lightning shield which doesn't get dispelled, but I don't know. No, it's certainly to his advantage. Torrent Chieftain is level 5. I don't know who was able to get the kill. Likely human, but at least item went towards Torrent Chieftain. It's a terrible item, but human didn't get it, which is good enough. Do priests not have dispel? I mean, Torrent Chieftain is quite a big unit, and humans should absolutely see this lightning orb circling again around him. And it's not just a random weather effect, and it just doesn't show that Torrent Chieftain is happy to see you. No, it's a very damaging illumination, which deals quite a lot of damage, to be honest. Yeah, now Soin is killing every single creep on the map. So wherever this mechanical critter was, it's dead now. Quite likely dead. Him gets another mana potion. Mountain King gets close to level 5, of course he wants to get to level 5. He attacked this red camp, likely just to get harassed again, because Soin should understand that there is only one camp remaining on the map, and you know which camp it is, and where the human is. That's a good position for a human at the same time. That's a perfect position for a human. It's very hard to push this position through. And Mountain King should just finish this. No, he will not even try to use the bolt. Another item goes. And it's Ancient Janga, for hell's sake. Soin should curse his luck in this game. Because it's 2 auras, but it's 2 auras that he has. So it's just money. It's just additional money in both cases. One Codebis should go down, because for some reason Soin doesn't have neither TP nor even Scroll of Speed. So it was terrible by him. And he got almost 900 gold, and the Raider goes down, which is also quite unforgivable, because at least you should be able to see this Raider, and he lost a Grunt there as well. I believe it was a Grunt's back on the map. Yes, there is a yellow spot. Please stop controlling your units without any care. Yeah, now he understands that the Scroll of Speed is something you may want to have in your inventory, and that TP is something you may want to have in your inventory. It's a bit late though. Did he buy a TP? No, it's only invisibility potion and additional scroll, I believe. No, a small invul. Okay, that may be fine, but you want to have a TP. You've got an it's not the game that can be decided with one fight. If you don't lose everything in this fight, you can kill a few units of your enemy. Your enemy may kill a few units of yours. Against rifle casters, it's perfectly possible for both sides. And right now, human just has better positioning. And Orc decides to. Now you want a TP scroll. Yeah. Now you want a TP scroll, and that was a glorious TP. Yes, everything is under the effect of a clap. And Torrent Chieftain should be dispelled immediately. Doesn't he really have a priest upgrade? Priests do not need an adept upgrade, you do not have dispel whatsoever. So, okay, all your rifles will die to this collapse. At the same time, of course, orc units also are dying and in large amounts, in large numbers, but that's acceptable. It's more or less acceptable, and Mountain King is in trouble! Mountain King goes down. Please research dispel on your priests. I mean, really, that would be such a good idea, and he goes for witch doctors. I mean, that's a single witch doctor right now. That's perfectly acceptable to have just one to place wards since you have Spirit Lord already. But if he goes for witch doctors, it may really win him the game. Witch doctors, healing wards now can't be taken out with just control magic. So that's a certain advantage, but no, it's just one witch doctor to have a sentry ward. Yes, now he knows. Invisible sorceress runs around to save her archmage, but it's not what's gonna happen. Hello there. I mean, yes, Tekko didn't know. Tekko didn't know that there is a ward here. Tekko didn't know that about the existence of witch doctors on this map. Tekko didn't know that Soin made one. But at the same time, it was just a risky adventure by itself. It was a very, very risky solo adventure. Quite an arcade adventure, to be honest. Because of course you can get the same effect with just web. With just net on your raider, and maybe there would be such a good purge that it'll purge the invisibility, because there is a delay after the invisibility is used. And now human has to survive through this attack. Witch Doctor should place another Spirit Ward, to be honest. Yes. It's a sentry ward, but it still works. And it saves you from Invisible Mountain King standing right inside your army and clapping in such a way that all your units are getting clapped. And now Tauren Chieftain is basically immortal. At least immortal for a little while. And now... oh god, he will destroy the altar. That's the end. Losing the altar when you decided to revive your archmage in the altar is so awful. Now he needs to buy this archmage from the middle. He absolutely should. Did he buy this archmage out? No. Did he waste his gold on something? Yes, he got a second expansion, of course. Finally he was able to buy the archmage in the tavern. But now his expansion is in trouble. His expansion is in a lot of trouble, and it didn't really pay for itself yet. It likely just paid for itself, to be honest. But at the same time, orcs should have pillage, so... yes, Soin gets a certain gold advantage. And Soin gets half of its cost. It's not really half, but Soin gets a certain percentage of its cost.
A player's forces are under attack.
It's way less than half, to be honest. Everything dies. Orc is ahead. Orc is significantly ahead. And please research Dispel on your priests, and next time use freaking Dispel. Although next time it may be enough without Lightning Shield to kill your rifles. I mean, he switched heavily to Spirit Spellbreakers. And Orc doesn't really have a lot of grants, because grants are good counter to Spellbreakers in the end. When Orc has Berserker Strength and 2-2 upgrade, grants become quite terrifying. But right now Orc is mostly making raiders, hoping that he'll kill some hero again. And Tekko is out of gold mines. And of course Orc still got a gold income, so It will be 70 against 54 quite soon. So it's the last attack for Tekko, and attacking the immortal Torrent Chieftain is also not a good idea. You have to kill him twice, you can't really focus him, he can get straight into your ranks. And there should be another sentry ward right under his feet. Place it! Place the sentry ward! No. Anyway, it should be quite a convincing victory for an orc. Yeah. Mountain King goes down, Archmage will go down. This blizzard will not save you, my friend. That's over. Could you please leave, so I can stop casting? No, it's just over. Okay, there is no reason to wait for him to leave. That was a bunch of good decisions by an orc. That was a bunch of bad decisions by a human. I can't really say anything about the race balance. I was mostly surprised by the fact that human didn't play power rifles on something like springtime. That was quite surprising. Very, very surprising, to be honest. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.